Hello, I'm Claire, and as part of Create to Relate with Ditchling Museum of Art and Craft, I'm going to be showing you some collage today, and hopefully you'll feel inspired and you'll have a go at home. So, the things I need to get going: I've got a big piece of paper to make my picture on. I've got some colouring pencils and pens and crayons so that I can make it nice and colourful. Most importantly, I've got a stack of old magazines and newspapers. If you get leaflets through the post, anything with colourful pictures that you don't need anymore that you can chop up and use in your picture. I've got some scissors to cut things out with. I've got some glue to stick things down with. And the last thing you need is your imagination. Okay. So the idea today is to use your imagination and to create your own imaginary world. So I've decided I want to design the perfect house for me. You could design anything you like. You might want to make an island that you go on holiday to. You might want a castle surrounded by trees that are made out of pizza if pizza's your favourite food. You can do whatever you like with this. Just get creative. A good way to start is to get your magazines, have a flick through, find anything that catches your eye and chop up some bits and bobs. So I've already done that. I've picked out some things that have caught my eye and I'm going to try and incorporate them in my picture. I found this big massive boat. I really like that. I can have that in the back garden for if I want to go on holidays. I found a rabbit. I found some cool bikes. I found some raspberries and some colourful fish. So I'm going to use those as my starting point and start building up my picture. In my imaginary house, I would like to have loads of windows. I want to have all the light coming in. I've been really enjoying the sunshine the last few days. So I've collected a load of windows out of the magazines, chopped them up how I want them to be, and I'm going to start arranging them into a sort of house shape. Top tip, don't do this somewhere really windy because they might start blowing away. I think I'll have the big windows at the bottom and all the little ones going up in a really tall house. And when you're happy with how they're arranged, start sticking. I've got PVA glue. It can get a bit messy. If you've got a Pritt stick, that might be a bit better. You can keep rearranging, moving things around. Make sure you're happy before you start sticking it all down. Also, it's a good idea when you're looking through your magazines, if you're about to chop something out, check there's not something even better on the other side, because you can only use one side. There we go. That's a good start. So I'm going to keep swapping between cutting and sticking and using my colouring pencils. I think I'm going to use orange and I'm going to just draw the house shape a little bit around the edge. It doesn't have to be a normal house shape. It's from your imagination, so you can do whatever you like. Just adding some tiles into my roof. I'd like my house to be really nice and colourful, so I'm going to keep remembering to use my pencils and pens. You could get the paints out as well, there's no rules. So when I was looking through the magazines, I found lots of quite fun circles. I've got a lime and a disco ball, and then I found some cheese and I cut a moon out of it. I found some raspberries. And I've decided I'm going to stick them all in the sky and have some mad planets. And I want to have a big sunshine as well. So I'm going to look through these and have a look for a nice bit of yellow. There we go, perfect. This is really nice and bright. So I'll just rip a piece of that out. And I found these quite fun pink circles as well, so that's going to be a planet. And I thought the fruit in the sky, maybe when it rains fruit juice. Nice and juicy. Let's pop the sun up there. Just have a flick through your magazine, see what catches your eye, and lots of your ideas will come from there. You might like to imagine a whole new planet. You could design some crazy aliens that live on that planet, new modes of transport, animals, anything you can imagine. I found some massive flowers that I think look quite good as trees, so I'm going to make a big old garden. And I've also found a caravan. I like going on holiday in the caravan, and some bicycles, so I'm going to park those outside. I can cycle around the grounds. And this big massive boat, I think I'm going to give it some wheels so that I can drive around. There we go. That's handy, so I can drive it away. So I've had another rummage through my magazines, and I found loads of flowers that I thought looked really pretty. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these out. And I've started layering them a little bit so my picture looks a bit more full. The word collage means to assemble different materials to make a piece of artwork. So you don't have to use just paper. You could even go in the garden and collect some real flowers, some leaves and things. Maybe press them first so they're nice and dry. Okay, so I'm going to add some big tree trunks to make these flowers look like massive plants that you can go exploring around. Do a bit of colouring in. Make sure you press everything down properly so it doesn't all fall off when you pick it up. That would be a disaster. Oh, that one's not stuck. Ah, that one's not stuck either. So the great thing about having so many flowers around is that it's going to encourage lots of wildlife in my garden. Maybe some flying fish and a giant rabbit might come to visit. And then I've just got some butterflies and things. I think I could carry on adding to this for hours, but it's actually starting to get a little bit dark, so I might start to do my finishing touches. Add my last butterfly. You can be really ridiculous and silly with your collage, or you can be a bit more sensible if you want to. Just get creative, use your imagination, flick through your magazines and see what happens. Welcome to my imaginary house. It'd be great to see what worlds you can invent. You can use the hashtag #CreateToRelate to show off your work. And if you'd like to make a donation and help the museum, you can do that on the website. There's my garden with all my flowers. Thank you very much. Goodbye.